Over 5% of the global population, listen to this, suffers from disabling hearing loss. Well, yesterday, the 3rd of March, had marked World Hearing Day. Now, cochlear implants have proven life-changing for many, many people. The University of Pretoria is continuously looking at ways to refine the technology, and it's moved on very quickly. So how does technology now improve people's lives from a hearing perspective? Let's find out about the developments from Bioengineer Tania Hanekom from the university's Department of Electrical, Electronic and Computer Engineering. And Tania, good morning to you. I appreciate your time this morning. So tell me a bit more about this research, because every year there seems to be something better and better to help people with hearing loss.
Thank you, Gareth, and thank you for the opportunity. Now, our team is a transdisciplinary team spanning the faculties of Engineering, Built Environment and IT, the Faculty of the Health Sciences, and also the Faculty of Humanities. Now, a cochlear implant is a device that is implanted into the inner ear of a severely or profoundly deaf individual. And it is a really high technology biomedically engineered device. It's also called a neuroprosthesis because it basically interfaces directly with the hearing nerve of a hearing impaired individual. So it bypasses actually all of the ear structures up to the point where the hearing nerve is, and then connects to that directly. It provides a useful representation of sound to the extent that some people can actually follow a telephone conversation, but other people can only basically hear environmental sounds. It's a help to lip reading. And because the sound that recipients receive from a cochlear implant is not normal, normal hearing, it is important that we actually look into improving the outcomes of these devices, and that is what our team does. Our team builds computer models of a user's cochlear implant inside their cochlea, and then we try to figure out what they are hearing, why they are hearing it, and how you can improve it. So that's basically what we do.
What's the success rate of cochlear implants, Tania?
It is very successful if implanted very early after deafness, and specifically also for children. So there's many children that are born hearing impaired, and if you do not intervene at a very early stage, there's a developmental delay that a person actually sort of keeps for the rest of their life. So the earlier you intervene, the better the outcomes are. So children that are implanted really early develop at the same rate in terms of language development, educational outcomes, and so forth than their peers if you catch it early enough. So it's actually a very, very good intervention, and they estimate that one gets, for the financial investment, something between 1.5 and 2.5 times the input. So it's really beneficial to people that get these devices.
I want to ask you a question. I'm not sure if maybe I'm asking something that's obvious, but I don't know this, so forgive what could be a very, very daft question, Prof. Is there a certain age that you reach where getting a cochlear implant no longer has the desired effect? Because you've mentioned now a couple of times it's generally catching it as early as possible, and by that I imagine you mean perhaps as a baby, a toddler, or a youngster. Is there a point age-wise where a cochlear implant doesn't have the desired effect?
Well, the longer you wait, the poorer the expected outcomes. There are always, people who don't fit the stats. And we're always very happy to see that. But basically, I would say children, especially before the age of 2, actually, they implant them from about 6 months old, which is very, very early. But if a kid reaches the age of, say, about 4, I would think it is a problem. So it's very, very important that early screening is done to see whether a child is maybe hearing impaired and there should be intervention. But the same goes actually for people who turn deaf later in later in their life. So the earlier you catch it there, also the better, because the neurons actually degenerate with time. And there is some evidence that if you electrically stimulate those neurons, that they keep on functioning. Otherwise, they just die down. And also parts of the brain tend to remap and do other functions after a while. So the earlier, the better.
No, absolutely. I think that's the takeaway advice. Professor, thank you very much indeed. I appreciate your time. What was yesterday, the 3rd of March, is World Hearing Day, and I was very keen to do the interview this morning. And my thanks to Professor Tania Hanekom from the University of Pretoria. She is a bioengineer from the university.